take two. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reading The Alchemist. This should be the first of many videos. I did this before. I'm going to redo it because I didn't do it how I wanted to. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. The prologue, which is the best part. The alchemist picked up a book that someone in the caravan had brought. Leafing through the pages, he found a story about Narcissus. The alchemist knew the legend of the Narcissus, a youth who knelt daily beside a lake to contemplate his own beauty. He was so infatuated with himself that one morning he fell into the lake and drowned. At the point where he fell, a flower was born, which was called the Narcissus. But this was not how the author of the book ended the story. He said that Narcissus died. The goddess of the forest appeared and found the lake, which had been fresh water, but now transformed into a lake of salty tears. "Why do you weep?" the goddess asked. "I weep for Narcissus," the lake replied. "Oh, it is no surprise that you weep for Narcissus," they said, "for though we always pursued him in the forest, you alone can contemplate his beauty, close at hand." I think that's so unique because I think a lot of times we find beauty in certain individuals. And then we're like, I'm surprised you don't have this, or I'm surprised you don't have that. And what was pretty cool about this is Narcissus only went to the lake because the lake reflected his beauty. So he didn't care about talking to anybody else or the forest goddess in that era. All right. "You alone can contemplate his beauty close at hand." "But was Narcissus beautiful?" the lake asked. "Who better than you to know that?" the goddess said in wonder. "After all, it was by your banks that he knelt each day to contemplate himself." The lake was silent for some time. Finally it said, "I weep for Narcissus, but I never noticed that Narcissus was beautiful. I weep because each time he knelt beside my banks, I could see, in the depths of his eyes, my own beauty reflected." What a love story, the alchemist thought. What a lovely story, the alchemist thought. I think this is so unique. This is only the prologue. I think this is so unique because when I read that, probably like 40 minutes ago, before I decided which actually made me decide to do this. When I first read it, I was thinking, damn, the alchemist kind of, the alchemist said this a lovely story. I'm like, no, they was both selfish, right? That's what I was thinking. Oh, but I might just be talking to nobody, but because when I first hear that, Narcissus died because he was looking at his own reflection and fell into the lake. Like, get over yourself, you know? And then the lake talking to the goddess of the forest is like, I don't even know if he was beautiful. I was just too busy looking at me through his eyes. Like, I was just looking at how I look. I was doing exactly what he was doing. I'm like, damn, both y'all into yourselves a little too much, right? But because I already know the book, I can kind of figure, which is how I usually think anyway, but I can kind of figure out how it was supposed to be taken. And the cool thing is it's set up so that the lake is saying that she was just seeing her life through Narcissus. Like, she saw herself in the Narcissus. Not like looking at her reflection, but looking at her reflection in human form. Like, she was looking at him. I mean, looking at her through, like, his eyes, which is crazy. But because that is said like that, that makes me think that maybe the Narcissus wasn't narcissistic. Maybe he was actually doing the same thing that the lake was doing, right? That's just how I think about it. I'm thinking maybe he wasn't even looking at himself like to be narcissistic. Maybe he was looking at the lake and seeing the beauty that the lake was, right? And just fell in, right? I think it's just unique. I think the cool part is just definitely the lake. Which is I think why we have certain types of friends, right? Like we see ourselves in our friends. Like, which is what makes us connect. And the things that they have issues with, like, we kind of have issues with. Even if it's not like exactly the same, but like we're just slightly a reflection, just a different angle, right? That's how it makes me think. But it really makes me think that maybe narcissistic people are just viewing themselves, viewing what they want in other people in themselves to be shown what they really want. But that's not the definition of narcissism. But I think it's gonna be a really good book. I haven't read this in a very long time, so I'm going to be doing this a lot more. Sorry about the first rough video, but this should be delicious, right? Hey, the name is ASMR Lightning. Oh, my bad. ASMR. It's me. It's me, ASMR Lightning. Anyways, I think it's gonna be a good read. I think that's what I want to do. I just want to read The Alchemist, which is one of my favorite books. You guys have a great day. I'll be back.